Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 505
505
of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Band Travel. Today we're talking about Easter at Walt Disney World. Today is Easter Day, so happy Easter to everybody.
Happy Easter.
Of course, you can't book Easter now for this year because it's going to be over. But summer is coming. We've got Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I always think Tiana's Showboat Jubilee for some reason, right? Yeah, I love that too. There's so much coming for this summer to Walt Disney World. And of course, also Disneyland. You have Pixar Fest, which starts later next month. So check out MEI and Mouse Band Travel. Head to their site for a no obligation quote.
And you know, it's never too early to think of Halloween. I just saw today they're casting for the Hocus Pocus show for the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party this year.
Do we even have I don't even know if we have dates
No date,
yet, right?
But they're already looking for,
It is too early then, so soon.
Okay, so let's talk about Easter.
Yesterday we were at the Magic Kingdom. Walt Disney World does run the Easter pre-parade on both Saturday and Sunday, as well as the bunnies. You know, Mr. and Mrs. Easter Bunny have been meeting all week at the Magic Kingdom.
We just missed them last week. They started last Sunday. They only meet for 1 week, so it's a very rare meet and greet.
But I guess all week they've been meeting at 9 a.m., but yesterday they met at 10 a.m., and today they would be meeting at 10 a.m. probably as well. And we were told, I'm not sure why they started them an hour later, but so many guests showed up at 9, and then the line was like 2 hours long by the time we left, because we did stay at 9.
I took the advice of the friendly cast member who said, stick around. You probably want to stick around because the line will probably get long quick. And he was very right, but we were lucky we were only third in line. So aside from that 1 hour wait for 10 o'clock to happen, we got right in and got to meet Mr. and Mrs. Easter Bunny. There they are. And so bright and colorful.
I don't remember the line being so long. Like, they didn't used to have lines like that. So it's really fun that so many guests want to see them, though. But it is such a limited time offering, and they didn't, they're in the parade.
Right.
So
they have to actually have a couple breaks.
Yes.
So it's even harder on Easter weekend to meet them than it would be during the week. In the past, they used to meet right outside of guest relations in that little area. That was never as busy as it seemed to be yesterday. Very popular, these two bunnies.
Yes.
Oh, and as you're walking out, I'm going to show that they gave us some very nice autograph. They don't sign autographs, but you get a colorful autograph card to add to our collection of autograph cards.
And that was the front and the back of the card.
And now we're going to look at the Easter pre-parade. This is something we have been doing for 15 years now. 15 years. There were 2 years that it didn't happen during COVID time, but otherwise, it hasn't changed since after COVID. It's been exactly the same Easter pre-parade for the last 3 years. And we're starting off with the Fantasia hippos and ostriches.
Right, and I think they were added to the pre-parade like 10 years ago. They've been here a long time now. They have. And I always love, you've got the Fantasia hippos throwing out the confetti. And then the Fantasia ostriches have no confetti. They just dance along.
When I see the ostriches, all I can think of is Spectro Magic. Because they were all... And also the hippos were in Spectro Magic also. So it's very nostalgic for me to see those characters. And these dancers here kind of remind me of the citizens of Main Street.
But also, like how they used to have the dancers with the trolley. They used to have the trolley show, which has never returned. A lot of things still have
It's
have
very
not returned.
Nostalgic, though, to watch this.
Yes.
And here we have Mr. and Mrs. Easter Bunny, and they're on the gazebo float. This float is very popular. We always see it in the Boo to You parade, many other parades, Christmas.
And this one as well. Like the first year that we ever saw, and I think it was the first year they did it in like 2009, the Easter pre-parade, I mean, you had Chicken Little, you had the...
Abby Mallard made an appearance back then. We've seen many a rabbit in that gazebo, including over the years, Judy Hopps at one point, Thumper and Miss Bunny.
They were in it a lot. And I miss the Daisy Duck, who used to lead it, and the Azalea Trailmaids were such a colorful part of the pre-parade. I don't think we're going to see them back. But since the 2022 return of the pre-parade, pretty much everything is as what we're seeing now.
Right. And I do like seeing the white rabbit. You do have one more rabbit here.
Oh, right. The White Rabbit, he's on kind of on his own. We have seen him in that gazebo float in the past.
And there was a slight difference. You actually noticed, I didn't even notice this, but a slight difference of the outfits in this section.
Only for the butterflies. They have little skirts this year instead of just like a bodysuit. So I thought that was actually a nice change. And but that's pretty much the only change that I noticed in the entire pre-parade.
This would be a perfect place to add a Chicken Little, as we mentioned before, and
Yes.
Abby Mallard as well.
And I mean, I remember through the years when various performers were added, like the chickens and like the butterflies and the flowers. And I really always enjoyed, like the chicken performers are such a colorful part of it, as is we have
Cluck.
Clara Cluck, yes, who Clara Cluck we see in like all the parades. Like she is like you throw the barn in the
Right. If you're seeing the barn, you're going to be seeing Clara Cluck.
So we see her in quite a few parades.
But I'm so glad they still do it. It's very rare. I mean, it only happens on 2 days out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very nice that you have this Easter parade. Even though it's a mini Easter parade, it's still, at least it's something.
I would like to see more characters back. That is
I
the
agree,
one,
of course.
definitely. Like, especially Daisy. Daisy didn't always wear the Azalea Trailmaid outfit. She did have a regular spring outfit at the beginning when she first started. So I
There's
would
a
love
lot
to see her.
of characters that would work.
We
Roger
were talking
Rabbit.
about Oswald.
Oswald. I mean, there's so many.
So many.
So now we're going to Epcot. We're going to continue our Easter theme here, and we're going to do the Easter egg extravaganza here at Epcot. We've done this almost every year. I think we missed it last year because we were out of the country, but every other year we've done it, and we always enjoy it.
And this is where we were thinking about the various bunnies like March Hare and such that they could also stick in the parade.
There's so many.
So
Stella Lou. Can you imagine bringing Stella Lou in for that parade?
That would be fun.
Bedlam, I think.
So we're looking at the sheet with the stickers, and we're looking at it actually here.
Here is our real sheet with the stickers. We are in
can't see it
Canada.
now.
No, yes. But we're going to see Jackalope, which I actually didn't remember where Jackalope was from.
No.
You had to look that up.
Yeah.
It's a Pixar short.
Right, Bounden.
So
I don't even remember it.
Yeah, we're going
I
to have
don't
to seek it
remember-
out.
yeah.
This is the only one. We know all of the other rabbits, but not
Yes.
this one. So we'll have to check it out.
And, with the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival, it makes spoilers. We're doing all spoilers here.
But
just
it's
so
okay
you know.
because
Oh, that's-
it's Easter. It's over now.
No, well, I think April 9th,
it does
it's going
continue.
to continue a little bit longer as long as they have them.
While supplies last, it
Yes.
says.
So, we're looking at this beautiful Epcot Flower and Garden Festival and the Easter eggs. So here, March Hare is hidden.
He's hard to
Oh
see.
my word! Like you can see, just like for me, I'm short, so I only saw like
You saw his ears.
Yeah,
Just his ears.
And I'm like,
Still
oh.
a beautiful area, but you're right. They need to kind of trim around Mr. Hare.
Or no, maybe not trim, but maybe have him on a little base.
Oh, yeah,
so put a
elevated
little
him,
base.
yes.
So here we are in France, which so beautiful. And on this day, this was the day that we only waited 15 minutes, right, to go on to Ratatouille.
The Ratatouille, that's right.
I was really surprised at that.
Because that's when you noticed when I was shooting this footage, you're like, Jeff, it's only 15 minutes.
And you're like, shh, I'm trying to record. And I'm like, 15 minutes. So we did it.
So, by the way, you might not always recognize this one, but this is Skippy from Robin Hood. We probably haven't seen, I did remember, but you don't always see Robin Hood. We'll have to watch that again.
Right. I
It's
mean,
been a long time.
There's actually a lot we need to watch. On
have Disney Plus, we might as well.
We don't even watch Disney Plus that much, but I keep thinking of these movies now that I really need to see.
Now, this one, we don't have to think too hard to name the character. It is one of our favorites, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, the original character.
And I love, what I really like is that they made these all bunnies last year, and we were out of town, right?
Yeah,
For much
we were
of
out of
that
town,
time.
yeah.
So we came back and we had not seen them. It used to be you would have Figment and some of the other just regular characters, Daisy and Donald, as eggs. So I really like that they're all bunnies. And Duck and Bunny.
That's true. Well, that is true. And speaking of Duck and Bunny, I think we're about to see Duck and Bunny right now. This is in the Japan Pavilion area.
And I thought, the way that they didn't totally hide them. It's not difficult, but there's a few little challenges, to find them also around World Showcase. So it's fun. It's fun.
Now, we shot half of this first thing rope drop on a Saturday morning. There was nobody around. It was very, very delightful. But later on in the day, there were a lot of guests playing this. And at one point you had to kind of wait, like for the March Hare. It took a while because there were so many guests and they all want to take pictures and enjoy the game just like we are. So it is very popular, and I'm glad that it's evolved and gotten even more and more popular over the years. Here's Bean Bunny from the Muppets.
Yes, and I thought this one was a little harder to find. And you mentioned we actually made it more than halfway. We made it to France, and then we got the Ratatouille.
Yes.
And then so the next couple, England and Canada, I think were the last ones we did, right?
Right, and I'm showing this a little bit out of order, of course.
So here we are, and I really recommend if you do any sort of scavenger hunt, like super early in the morning is a great time to do it. And here you can see Rabbit from Winnie the Pooh.
We are in Italy now. And this one, I mean, you saw it from far away, but I walked through the pavilion and I didn't see him right away because he's off to the side there.
But I was not even quite in the pavilion.
Right, you were from the main walking area. So I was very surprised that you found it easier than I did this time. But this is, again, a lot of fun to do. And I'm glad I didn't have this... what we gonna say? Spoilers when we did it.
No, I don't, and I don't want spoilers. And I like doing this early in the morning so that I'm not watching other guests looking at where the Easter eggs are.
Right.
You know, so
because it gets obvious if you see a whole crowd looking.
Correct.
By the way, this one in Germany, this is another one that I kind of forgotten. This is Alec Azam from Presto,
the Pixar short. And so, you know, I like that they're using characters that, you know, a lot of guests might not even know, although some of them are extremely familiar, like Thumper.
Right, Thumper and
Miss Bunny.
Miss Bunny. Now we're here in China.
And I think this was Thumper.
Yeah, you had just mentioned Thumper, and I can see already, there he is. This one wasn't too hard to find.
No, this was one of the easier ones, I thought. And it was a really beautiful day for this. We did not go to... We weren't even planning to go to EPCOT this day. And then I wasn't even planning to do the eggs. And it's like, oh, I noticed one egg. And I'm like...
all it took was one egg and then we were hooked.
And then we bought the map after we got like 2/3 of the way through.
And the prizes were actually very nice. We're going to show those at the end, but I thought they were nicer than some. Although my favorite prizes were the plastic eggs. At one time, I'm looking in our office here, and there is Mr. Toad. By the way, this is Miss Bunny here that you're seeing. I believe we're in Norway. And so my little collection, I see Dumbo, I see Mickey, 2 different Mickeys from over the years. And I bought a set of Star Wars eggs also that I keep here in our little office. Now we're in Mexico. This one's a hard one to shoot because it's in a very crowded area. So unless you do this very early, this walkway is packed with guests. This was the hardest egg to shoot anyway, not so hard to find, and it's the White Rabbit. Used to be in the UK pavilion.
And this little area always seems to be used for the eggs, like this balcony. So it's
maybe that's why it was easy, because we're so used to it, as you're saying.
Right, it's like always there. So yeah, that was fun.
So now we're looking at the citrus blossom. This is the only egg to be found indoors. I
forgot that we were heading indoors, yes, and we're going to see Judy Hopps. And nobody else seemed to be looking for her, you know, at this time.
And again, Judy Hopps used to be in the Easter pre-parade for a couple years when Zootopia was
with Nick
first
Wilde.
Coming out. With Nick, that's right.
In the gazebo float.
That's very true. So good times. So after we're done looking at the one and only indoor egg, it's time to get our prize. Do you remember what the prizes were?
They're like little medals.
Yeah, they're very nice. They're kind of like a pin attached to...
I would say, like, to me, it's a medal.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be something like some people call it ornament, or they call it other things too. But
ornament.
To me, it's like...
We'll have to hang it on our Christmas tree.
That would work. So to me, it's more like it reminds me of a medal.
And there he is. There is Mickey, and that is it for us. Happy Easter, everybody. I hope everyone has a wonderful Easter, and we want to thank our sponsor, MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel.
Yes, check them out. You know, there's a lot going on this year. We don't know all the dates, of course, for everything. Like, you know, the Tiana's Bayou Adventure. We don't know the exact date. We just know summer.
We know the dates for Pixar Fest, though, and we're going to be out to Disneyland to see Pixar Fest.
And
very soon, a few weeks.
Yes, in just over 3 weeks. I'm really looking forward to Pixar Fest and meeting Ember and Wade and seeing the new parade. You know, they're going to have that new parade in Disney California Adventure and then some other things going on. It's going to be a very different Pixar Fest than what we experienced back in 2018.
And don't forget the Pixar Place Hotel now open.
Right, and if you're going to Pixar Fest, what a great opportunity. You can check out MEI and Mouse Fan Travel and book it with them.
I believe you can meet one Bing Bong there at the hotel, so I look forward to doing that as well.
And Joe Gardner from Seoul, I've heard he plays the piano there. We have not yet been to because we were at the Disneyland Hotel in Paris at the time.
What a shame. But we'll have to check that out. So lots to look forward to. It's we're only getting started this year. We have brand new private island for the Disney Cruise Line, also opening in June, I think.
Disney Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point, and that's pretty exciting as well. I mean, we've got new ships coming, including the Disney Treasure later this year in December. So much to look forward to.
That's right. And next week we were going to be starting off with, we're going to have a nice breakfast review for Steakhouse 71. We went and had 2 breakfasts there, tried a number of items, had a great time, and we're going to talk about that next week. Plus, we're planning on going to Disney's Hollywood Studios and a couple other parks possibly. We're not quite sure.
We're still working on it.
We're still working on our schedule.
Yes.
But we'll have something new to talk about next week.
Yes.
So thanks again for listening. Have a great week. Happy Easter and a happy spring.
Happy Easter and have a great week.